Здравствуйте, с вами Андрей, мы продолжаем играть Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Так, а что надо сделать? Отойти, что ли? Сортировать нет.
Here it is.
Он ничего не заметил? Окей.
Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like,
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Так. Сет. Ух ты. Сет доказывает визит. Ну да, это доказывает. Что он был на месте преступления, ну, в принципе, конечно, да, он мог убить. Взломщик пытался проникнуть, чтобы забрать записную книжку, оброненную ему в лужу надевшей крови жертвы. Это доказывает ему человека, поняв, что это было. Так. Джона Неллигана могли заставить при попытке украсть акции. Для него это был вероятный мотив убийства. Красным цветом подсвеченный Блин, да я не успел прочесть! Так. Как все сложно. И все? То есть я уже больше ничего не могу сделать? Круто. Так. Подождите.
You met Patrick Cairns, the harpooner. Do you believe he's the murderer?
Brave Toby.
Да, интересно. То есть получается, что ниточки у нас закончились. По факту. Так. Например. Боже. Что это такое? Мотив Хартли. Отношение лаем. И дадим мотив. Хартли. Ты ж... А, то есть тут все это надо самому. Взломщик пытался проникнуть, чтобы забрать записную книжку, оброненную уже доказывает человек, как понимаешь. Неллиган искал. Поиск акций, наверное. Так. Могли заставить попытки украсть акции, Джон. Для этого, вероятно, нет. Ну да. Прекрасно. То есть получается, что мы ничего сделать не можем. Круто. Круто. То есть мы ничего не можем вообще сделать. Подождите. Обследование, похоже, зашло немножечко в тупик. Вот, собственно, то, о чем я и говорил. Так. Так, еще раз, давайте, знаете, что сделаем? Съездим в Скотланд-Ярд. Вдруг мы о чем-то еще не поговорили. Надо подумать. Вообще жалко, нельзя все сбросить и немножко засмотреть всю эту картину. Ну это мы, в принципе, уже
These are
смотрели.
the suspect's belongings. A pen, nothing unusual about it. These are the suspect's belongings.
Ну, то есть мне предлагают как-то уже анализировать улики. И все раскрыть. О, состоит.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet? I'm not saying another.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Да. Так, еще раз мысли. Кстати, любопытно, вот это вот Джети случайно не видела гарпунщика, нет? Раньше. На всякий случай надо попробовать говорить. Давай вернемся на pt3, попробуем сделать заключение.
It seems that the garden was well maintained. It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Leave me alone, please.
О, молодец.
This place, an object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box or a small...
Кстати, воображение нет, не судим. То есть это тоже такой режим детективного, как другой. Возможно, я облажался как раз с использованием.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Нет. Еще знаете, в чем дело? Садовник мог закопать эту фигню. Так, ну по следы мы уже установили, что ли. Так, ну что, остается только... Блин, как все сложно. Можно как-то немножечко пересмотреть это все дело, сбросить все возможные улики. Пожалуйста, откройте дедуктивное заключение, сделайте вывод. Так. Украденные акции. Поиск акций. Взломщик попытался проникнуть, чтобы забрать книжку. Почему это доказывает минута? Пусть ему акции скажут. Так, Удачный бросок. А если вот так? Ну, например. Что я уже запутался, знаете ли. Так. Чайный вин. Ага, Кен виновен. Невероятная сила. Пройденные акции, все доказывают вину. Ну что, обвиним его. Была самозащита. Блин, какая жесть! Ну, вообще, этот был, типа, самый упоротый. Давайте так. Я не знаю, может, я не прав. Сейчас посмотрим. Я, кстати, что-то не понял. Там, по-моему, факт вообще один был про 2 человек. Удачно. Ну, как видите, опять же, тут такая фигня, что мотивы-то были у всех. На следующий день. Так, что нам покажут?
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, a Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
That detective fella? So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
You know, don't ya?
Yes,
How?
the tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
The sailor. It was you. Unbelievable. Well, fine.
Ну, короче, мы, похоже, правильно
But if you really
сказали.
do know everything, you should also know that I didn't
Ну,
want
как
to.
вы видели, возможно,
It made me do it.
разные
Did you
Так
know
вот.
about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of work, and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I knew all about that murder he committed at sea in 1883. Then he got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth. What will you do now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Ну, потому что
I'll do as
сам
you
этот
ask.
Черный Питер был,
But
мягко говоря,
what
не
about
самым
Inspector
хорошим человеком.
Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug,
His name is Wiggins, Inspector.
telling me that the case is solved. Well, Mr. Holmes, tell me, who is our murderer and where is he?
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventral. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange cake? You're spoiling me, Mr. Holmes. That's my favourite.
Ну-ну.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Inspector Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name. He also said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's securities. Incredible! But how did you get them?
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me. This is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Nelligan, and good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
Так. Держите, чтобы проверить себя. Спойлер. Угу. Питер Керри был убит Патриком Кеннесом, профессиональным гарпунщиком, единственным, кто был способен совершить такой точный бросок. Вот табачники Сета обнаружили в хижине Керри, но убийство произошло в целях самозащиты от вооруженного и разъяренного пьяного моряка. Вы решили отпустить. Принять версию. Рейтинг личности, сочувствующий. Статистика дела. Люди, решившие дело так же, как и вы. Люди, сделавшие такой же моральный выбор. Ну что ж, я оказался в большинстве. Тайна исчезнувшего поезда. Слушайте, а вот это вот я уже такого рассказа я не помню. Хотя все может быть. Может и такое было. Их было много рассказов. Я, возможно, далеко не все читал.
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes.
Hmm.
As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is, the one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Майкрофт,
Mr. Holmes?
конечно.
Perhaps
Майкрофт,
you
он
don't
все время разный, знаете.
I'm
Он в
Dr.
разных
Watson.
экранизациях разный.
We met at the
Вообще-
Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We are about to depart for the train
I
station.
know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the Crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need help. Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further...
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, The train conductor, Mr. Parker,
Хорошо
aware that you
опустил.
will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you.
Неплохо, неплохо.
Sherlock,
Хоть,
enjoy your
поезд
time
родной
in
сбежали.
Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
Так. Это сувениры. Окей. Энциклопедия.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Holmes, please call a cab while I pack my suitcase. We should be late for the train.
Так, ну что, нам надо на поезд, я понимаю. Или нам надо выйти просто.
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
Неделю спустя, неплохо. Так.
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting
Это
room.
ночь?
Since the station master told us that the
Okay.
train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Скорее, это какая
Yes,
голубая
at
ночь.
last.
Судя по цветовой гамме.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase.
Неплохой чемоданчик по размеру.
But, Holmes, the headlight. It's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Quick, fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
То есть мы собирались вернуться с отдыха, а поезд фига исчез. Да.
Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation.
Портативный архив.
This suitcase contains my archives. We can consult with it if needed. It is fortunate that we took it with us.
Да. Так, я так понимаю, отсюда. Мудяка пошла. Вот там должен быть поезд. Или я тут. Так.
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here. There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues, and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising. This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Perhaps the station master could lend us one. Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear?
Так. Мне бы мапу. Тут какая-то большая локация-то. Так, тут невидимая стена. Сейчас. Я думаю, можно сбежать в коноплю. Курнуть и сразу раскурим все. Ладно, пошли. Так, с этим надо. Что мы говорить?
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
Так, ну что, давайте изучим. Соберился. Что-то смотрите. О, грязь какая-то. Ага, грязь. Так, кольцо.
I would be glad to have a detailed map of the local railway district.
But of course, please, take the one that's pinned inside the waiting hall.
Could you please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
Окей.
See you later, my good man.
Так, давайте сходим.
Railway post bags.
Смотрим. Так. Что у нас здесь? Ага, железнодорожная карта.
This map will be useful.
Ага. Прикольно. То есть у нас карта в карте теперь. Прикольно. То есть, значит, это вот Ившем, это направление на Ноттингем, это место исчезновения поезда. А это направление на Лондон. Окей. Так, а что нам еще надо взять? Я забыл. Просто больше информации.
The whole train just disappeared. It's unbelievable.
Короче, Ватсон пока совершенно бесполезен. Ну ладно. Он, в принципе, был не очень полезен. Подождите, там еще... Что мы еще должны были взять, я забыл. Так, в кабинете, по-моему,
A telegraph.
Телеграф.
A new telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson.
Мистер Робинсон замечен, что-то бла-бла-бла. Следующая станция. Мистер Робинсон находится на станции Бридлингтон. Окей. Состав поезда.
Here is the train set.
Локомотив, вагон для перевозки угля, вагон первого класса, почтовый специальный заказ мистером Робинсоном, вагон второго класса. Окей. Это мистер Робинсон. Возьми. Появились новые темы для диалога.
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows. And they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private. And it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. What kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting. You mentioned a problem at Bridlington station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
See you later, my good man.
Так. Зал ожидания. Что было в вагоне? Во, мы здесь не были.
An old locomotive bell. This part is probably from a locomotive. This place serves as a storage area for the station. This part is probably from a locomotive. This part is probably from a locomotive.
Непонятно что. Так, все-таки, наверное, что-то надо посмотреть. Так, подождите. Просто мы тут вообще ничего не нашли. Это меня несколько напрягает. Ладно. Возможно, сюда вернемся позже. А это что это за люди? Ой. А. Подождите, надо сперва... Блин. Меня забаговало, что ли? Просто там сидят какие-то двое людей, надо с ними пообщаться. Если это, конечно, не просто говорящие болванчики. Так. О, там вообще стоит. Типа это пассажиры, которые не могут, да. Видимо, пассажиры, которые не могут. Да! Меня разворачивает, я уже... Пассажиры, которые, видимо, станцию, наверное, закрыли временно. Они не могут выйти. Па-па-па-па-па. Ну что, придется на вторую станцию ехать. Мне так кажется. Поехали. Начальник станции получил телеграмму о том, что поезд задержался из-за проблем с пассажирами на станции. Поезда.
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
Прям какой-то Ленин нафиг. Ну понятно, рабочая одежда того времени. Такая, что билет рабочей одежды. Так, кольцо.
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night I were on the train as usual with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
Were you aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need a ticket.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Goodbye, sir.
Панцирь. О!
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
Полицейская шляпа. Такая одежда. Большое золотое кольцо. Тоже крокодил. Короче, в Австралии был.
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention, but I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
Так.
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in, and yet I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see. I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damned train.
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazes Company. I had made an appointment with them.
Ну
Now
вот
they
эти
are
испанцы
lost,
как раз
along
есть,
with
на
the
самом деле,
train
чилийцы.
and my prototype.
What do you know about the Barcazes company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you traveling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barcazes Chilean company.
Да, любопытно.
It's a scandal. An
Подождите,
absolute
вот
outrage.
это вот работник железной дороги. Ну, пообщаться можно?
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions.
Молодой. Чистая одежда. Так. Это чернила.
Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with two furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand. Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did, and I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I have worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Так, ой, не то. Что-то я затупил.
Apart from the... What was it?
Sorry. I've worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
Ah, that is... Well, I'll tell you everything. First of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
Chesterfield.
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
Chesterfield железнодорожная станция. Поезд номер 324. Окей.
A telegraph.
Телеграф. Так, сейчас еще немножечко проверим тут. Ну, в общем, вы знаете, я думаю, что на следующую станцию мы отправимся уже в следующей серии. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки, комментируйте. А дальше будет еще интереснее. С вами был Андрей, всем пока.